Welcome everyone to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Monica and today I'm doing a review and a flip through of the Anna K Tarot. Now I purchased this is the second edition that I'm reviewing, which was I think published in 2010, and this tarot deck is an independent publication by an artist called Anna, and her surname starts with K. Apologies if I don't remember it straight off. It is Anna Klaffinger. Apologies if I have mispronounced that, which I most likely have. So I am going to do this video in two parts. The first part is my own personal insights, opinions and review of this tarot deck, and in the second part I'm doing a full 78 card flip through of the tarot deck. And as always, I've got my cup of tea here, and without much delay, let's get into it. I'm going to move this aside so we can see everything clearly. Now, the second edition that I purchased comes in a really nice little box. And when you open it up, as you saw before, you've got the guidebook. It's a really nice comprehensive guidebook. It is black and white, but it gives you significant information, or sufficient information, on all the cards, some spreads, some examples. Yeah, just really nicely done. And there's a little bit about the artist on the back with a photo. So she is from Austria. Okay, so it was really nice to get a tarot deck from that part of the world. I don't have many from Nordic countries, but this is one I treasure, and I thought I'd do a review of it to showcase it. I'm going to start by saying that this is one of my most trusted workhorse tarot decks. So if I had to do a, what are my top 5 or top 10 workhorse decks, this would definitely make it into that list. And the reason, well, I've got quite a few reasons why that is. So let me put the guidebook aside, and yeah, underneath the guidebook you've got the tarot deck. These are the card backs. Let me move that aside as well. Now, the artwork, of course, is something that really attracted me to this tarot deck. That's always the starting point for me. Do I like the artwork? And for this, I absolutely love her style of drawing. This is not a collage deck. This is not digitally enhanced, or it's not created on the computer. And I really like that about my tarot decks. I like them to be hand drawn or hand painted, or basically have that artistic craftsmanship about them. It is also based on the Rider-Waite Smith, and that is something that I certainly look for in a tarot deck. I would say virtually every single card in this deck is correlated to the Rider-Waite Smith tradition, and it keeps within that structure really well, with the exception of a couple of cards that I'll discuss later on. For this reason, it is a deck I recommend for beginners. Now, the cardstock is excellent. I prefer cards that are a little bit more on the matte and cardboard side, and this fits that bill. It's not overly plasticky. It's got that matte cardboard sort of feel, and I love that in a tarot deck. Even with that, it has withstood shuffling fairly well. The sides have worn out a little bit, as you can see here. There's a little bit of wear, but like I said, I've had this tarot deck since about probably 2010, 2011. So I've had it for a very long time, and I've used it with clients, and I use it for myself, and it is brilliant. Here you see the 9 of Pentacles, keeping with that Rider-Waite Smith tradition of richness and abundance and material sufficiency, and basically having a financially stable and enriching status in society. Yeah, so the cardstock, I'm going off on a tangent here. The cardstock is excellent in my opinion. And one thing I really love about the deck is the size of the cards. So I have small hands, and allow me a second to go and obtain my Rider-Waite-Smith. Should have prepared a bit better, but here is the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith card size, and here is the Anna K. All right, so they're just a little bit wider, but they're significantly shorter, and that makes them really just a pleasure to work with and to shuffle for people like me with smaller hands. The other thing I absolutely love about this tarot deck is that it has a really well-defined color scheme throughout. It has distinct, bright, bold colors. As you can see here, the yellows are really warm and they come through as that. And the cards seem to either bring in this beautiful warmth, warming color, or they seem to be on the darker side, like here's the Knight of Cups. Now when you do a spread, this difference is really startling, and sometimes I have obtained the gist of a reading instantly just by the colors that show up. Like for example, I'll have, like here, I'll have, you know, the central card being darker and the cards on the other side of it being, say, more positive or lighter in color, brighter in color. And that tells you so much in an instant. I really, really love that about it. Here's the Temperance. Here's the Death card. So you see what I'm saying? Like the color scheme is just so well executed that it gives you an instant snapshot of the energy of the reading that you're doing. And also it doesn't necessarily mean that a darker color scheme is negative, because here's the Queen of Cups and you have that more contemplative energy, that stillness in the night, that it's absolutely beautiful. So I absolutely adore the colors in this tarot deck and the way that have been it's been drawn, and I'll do a full flip through, and I mentioned, and you can get an idea of it. But generally speaking, you have some really beautiful, vibrant colors in this tarot deck. And even in the cards where it's a bit darker, that are not necessarily negative cards, it gives you a bit of an understanding, or a bit more of or an immediate insight as to that card's energy. Like here's the Nine of Wands, you know, it's cloudy, it's very atmospheric, it's a bit somber. This dude doesn't look too happy. Like it's and it's so relatable to the Rider-Waite-Smith as well. So that's something else I really love about it. Something that I have really, really appreciated in this tarot deck is the way the court cards are depicted. So I've pulled out the Kings here to give you an example. Let me pull out the 4 Kings. Okay, because the court cards are some of the hardest cards in the tarot deck to understand and to work with when they come up in a reading. So let's look, for example, at the King of Cups and the King of Swords. Instantly, you see that the King of Swords has a, you know, he's looking at a chess board and he's making a move. He's got a sword there, and you know, chess, for any of those that have played it, it's a game of strategy and thinking. You've really got to think and strategize well ahead and prepare your moves and plan it. So this card really nicely demonstrates that ability and the characteristics of the King of Swords, which needs to use the mind to strategize, you know, before you make a move. Whereas if we look at the King of Cups, there's a gentler energy here. He's reading a book. It's contemplative. This appears to me to be like a fireplace. It's got that really nice introverted energy of being at home and learning, reading, just, you know, that comfortable setting. So I think that the way that the court cards are illustrated gives you so much insight as to their attributes. And here's the King of Wands again. Well, this king is on the move, right? And that is a key word for all the Wands court cards. And for fire in itself, fire needs to move. It needs to constantly do something. You can't have like a still fire so much. I mean, you can have a candle flame, but really, if you understand fire, you understand that there's the element of movement and action, and that is all the core cards have that about them, right? They need to do something, be on the go, and get something done. And then we have the King of Pentacles. We've got the abundance with the material realm behind him, with the urns and the fruits and the pentacle in him. So that's one example. Like I can give you another one, for example, here with the pages. So we've got the Page of Cups again, nighttime, water flowing, and he's dipping his cup into the water, dipping his world and insights into the emotional realm. And then we've got the Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Swords. Page of Swords, what is the Page of Swords? This is one of my most favorite depictions of the Page of Swords, because this guy here is sharpening his blade. Okay, he's fighting, he's training for battle. Sorry, he's not sharpening his blade, he's sharpening his mind. I meant to say, really, through training. So it confers that ability to learn, to obtain mental acuity through thinking, through reasoning, right? And through practice over and over again, whatever it is you're doing. Some other cards that I absolutely love in this tarot deck, I thought I'd pull a few out to give you some idea, is the Lovers card. Here we have a beautiful couple. What I love about this tarot card in particular is that they are older. It's one of the few depictions of the lovers as older people. And I love that for two reasons. The first reason, of course, is that it does show that genuine warmth and affection between two people that are well matched, and they are each other's soulmate. And I don't use the word soulmate lightly. I understand that it's it's often misused and misunderstood. But, this is someone that gets you. And sometimes you do see couples like these out there. Often you don't. Often you see older people that have stayed together due to financial reasons or due to fears of being alone. But you also do now and then see couples that are together in old age and have stayed together because, well and truly, they are each other's equal match. And I love that about it. And the other reason I love about it is that not everyone meets that match early on in life or in the peak of their youth or adulthood. For some people, they might meet their significant other that is their equal in every way later on in life. Sometimes after they are married, sometimes after they get divorced. There's so many variations of the story of the lovers. And everyone's got their own walk their own path. Like, I don't mean any judgment on any of the scenarios that we meet in the Lovers card. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I love I love seeing an older depiction of the lovers in this card. Another one I love is this Eight of Pentacles. It shows someone in training, getting an apprenticeship, and I love the guide, the mentor standing over, and he's really paying attention to see, is this person doing good work? Are they really learning? Are they progressing? And of course, that's those are keywords for the Eight of Pentacles. It's all about learning. It's about a new vocation sometimes, or adding to your tools of your trade or your career, when you go and gain other skills. I really like this. The Eight of Swords, possibly one of my top, if not my top favorite Eight of Swords interpretations. So you might know the Eight of Swords as meaning of being stuck and having to deal with circumstances outside of your own control, and it certainly is that. But here, we are seeing the scene where someone, the limitations that they're faced with are in their own mind. Because what they see when they look at themselves in the mirror, or when they think about themselves, mirror or no mirror, what they're seeing is themselves bound, tied, unable to break free. And this is an excellent representation of the Eight of Swords. Okay, I really, really, really appreciate that. The Ten of Swords. So actually I really like some of the negative cards in the way that they've been portrayed. I love this one because this dude said basically, stop this scenario, I'm getting up and I'm I'm walking off. I've got another fresh start to make, I absolutely love this. When I saw it, I had a good laugh. That's a great Ten of Swords. Ten of Wands, also another difficult card in the tarot. I think it really captures, while it's a challenging card to receive, I think it really captures the burden and the weight of the wands that a person has to deal with, all right? And of course, this chap is free to move, right? He is absolutely free to move out from the weight of these stuffs weighing down on him. And there's, lighter clouds in the distance, like it's almost like it's sunny in the distance, but where they choose to stay, it's not good. So those are some of the cards that I really, really enjoyed in this tarot deck. Surprisingly, quite a few of them are more negative or difficult cards. Now there are a couple of cards that didn't resonate with me in the way that they have been shown, and there's only two of them. The first one is the Two of Wands, because this person's at a crossroads, and I get that the Two of Wands can be about being at a crossroads and having to make a decision, but they look positively depressed. if those are two words you can put together, but they look certainly unhappy and miserable to me. And to me, the Two of Wands is not a it's not that kind of an energy to me a lot of the time. Of course, if this comes up in a reading with this particular card, I know that for my querent, that is what they're feeling and that's what they're dealing with. But maybe I'm just too used to the Rider-Waite-Smith Two of Wands. I don't know, but I found this a bit of a strange one, the way that it's been shown. And the other one is the Five of Swords. I mean, look at it. It's it's not good. I think it's overly negative. No, it's not the right word. What I'm thinking of, because I recognize the scene. This is the scene that is played over and over and over again, over decades and centuries and thousands of years, across each civilization, right? It's like, we keep on going back to the same karmic lessons that we might grow and evolve past them. But just because it's part of our history, and it still is part of our current scenario worldwide. And there are many places where the scenario is being played out. Like I'm not disputing that, but I just find it a very difficult Five of Swords when people receive this card. Okay, and it's just so much tragedy in it, because it's not like just defeat. It's not like, oh, you get the Five of Swords because you didn't get the job that you wanted, you lost out on that ideal job. It carries a lot more than that. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up now because I have a tendency to ramble on, and I will start part 2 of the video where I will do a full flip through of the 78 cards. thank you for watching.